Daniel stood silently on the porch, unable to believe the woman standing before him was really Elise. 40 years had changed them both, but her eyes were still the same, warm, gentle, full of memories he had spent decades trying to forget. "You actually came back," Elise whispered softly. Daniel looked down for a moment. "I wanted to come home sooner," he said quietly. "But after the war, I didn't know how." The porch light flickered in the cold evening wind as Elise slowly reached for his hand. "Come inside, Daniel." For the first time in 40 years, someone had finally welcomed him home. Kitchen smelled like coffee and old wood. Daniel sat quietly across from Elise while rain tapped softly against the windows. Neither of them spoke for a while. Sometimes silence says more than words ever can. On the table sat an old photograph of two young people smiling beside a church. Daniel slowly picked it up. "That was the last summer before the war," Elise said. Daniel stared at the picture. Back then, life felt simple. He and Michael used to drive through town with the radio playing country music, believing the future would last forever. But war changes everything. Sometimes it even steals the man who survives. "Elise?" Daniel finally asked. "What really happened to Michael?" The room became quiet again. Elise lowered her eyes slowly. "He came back from Vietnam alive." Daniel froze completely. His heartbeat pounded in his chest. "That's impossible," he whispered. "The army told me he died." Elise shook her head. "No, Michael came home." Daniel's hands trembled. Suddenly, memories flooded back into his mind. The jungle, the explosions, Michael pulling him out of the smoke. The last time he saw his best friend alive. Daniel had spent 40 years mourning a man who was never dead. Night, Elise drove Daniel to the small cemetery outside town. The rain had stopped. Moonlight covered the quiet graves. Daniel walked slowly between the rows until he finally stopped. In front of him stood a white stone. "Michael Thompson, brother forever." Daniel stared at it in silence. His eyes filled with tears. "If he survived the war," Daniel whispered, "then why is he here?" Elise stood beside him quietly. Then she finally spoke the words Daniel would never forget. "Because Michael didn't die in Vietnam." She looked at him with sadness in her eyes. "He died after he came home."